Sclash Driver. Hello YouTube, this is Charlie426, and today we have a interesting review. Not Gunpla this time, or not an actual model kit or figure. This time we have a review of a DX Kamen Rider Belt product, which is called the DX Sclash Driver. Now, in the Kamen Rider show, the Kamen Rider Build series, this will be called the Sclash Driver. The DX only means that it's like it's like a official version as a toy. Now, those who seen my last review of the Kamen Rider Grease Soto figure, I did mention I was originally trying to become a Kamen Rider toy channel like Zero Zephyrs, but at the time I was very inexperienced in making reviews, and I had all sorts of technical trouble, and I had stage fright, having trouble talking in front of camera, so I was not able to continue. But I decided to continue on my Gunpla hobby side. And now I've been reviewing for Gunpla for the past around 2 years, I think. And now I think I'm ready to make a proper review of a Kamen Rider Belt. Now, those who don't know what Kamen Rider is, especially for those who in the US or the European side, it's basically Power Rangers, but instead of like a team of 5 to 7, there will be like 1 to 3 individual fighters. Sometimes they'll team up, sometimes they'll fight each other, yada yada. And there's no Megazords. It's always just a human-sized monster, most likely. Sometimes there are large ones, but those are like something different cases. And there's no cheesy lines, and they don't explode. There's no background explosions too often. Alright, that's the best way I can explain. I can totally understand for the American or the European side for not knowing what Kamen Rider is, because for Power Rangers there's always been the Asian version. The Japanese version was always the original, and then they would remake it into like a American version. So that might be the way you guys are familiar with. But for Kamen Rider, there wasn't many cases like that. The only recent one I know was Kamen Rider Rookie in Japan became Kamen Rider Dragon Knight in the to the US and European side, as far as I know. Alright, enough with me yabbering. Let's start with the review. Now, the DX Sclash Driver. Those who's been watching Kamen Rider Build should know that the Sclash Driver is used for transforming Banjo into Kamen Rider Cross the Charge, or for Kamen Rider Grease, or Kamen Rider Rogue right over here. So yeah, let's get on to the review. Now, first of all, I'm going to take away this rotating stand because it's actually making me dizzy now. So usually I would show components. For components, I don't have the box right now because I got this in Japan because I live in Korea, and Korea does some interesting stuff with the Kamen Rider toys. So I mostly try to get the Japanese version. Okay, for components, I got this in Japan, and its original price was around close to 7,000 yen. But I found a second-hand version, almost mint condition version, and they were selling it for 3,450 yen. So I had to get this immediately. So, as usual, for those who've seen a lot of Kamen Rider reviews or belt reviews, the belt comes with 2 straps for left and right, and then there's another piece to cover up the connecting part, so it doesn't really look that hideous. But I'm not going to demonstrate these because I am not able to wear these belts, because these belts were meant, these toys were actually meant for kids. So yeah, a college student like me cannot actually wear this unless I'm really like thin as a stick. Okay, now let's get on to the review. Now, first of all, once you open the box, and then you see the driver will come in 2 sections or 2 components: the driver itself and then this wrench. Now, the wrench can be taken off individually, but before I take it off, I want to mention it. When you buy this sorry about that. Buy this product, do not twist the wrench upwards, because if you do, now you can still do this, but you cannot bring it down. It doesn't work that way. So you have to rip it off like this. And then, yeah, I don't really like that sound. And you're gonna have to do it. You're gonna have to reattach it like this, and then put it up, and then it's back to normal. All right. And beyond that, besides the belt strap, you will have 2 Sclash jelly bottles. And yeah, you only get 2. And when I first saw these, I was kind of skeptical, because I was worried that these might have like those trash bag quality. But no, these are actually pretty solid than I thought. I mean, it feels like there's actual jelly inside of it, but I'm assuming it's like an airlock tight, inside, so there's only air, but it really feels like there's jelly inside of it. And I really do like the Robot Sclash jelly design. So yeah, you get two two of these. If you want to get Rogue's Crocodile Bottle, you're going to have to get you have to buy the individual DX version of the bottle, which is around 1,000 yen to 1,500 yen. So that's like, yeah, $10 to $15. If you can get it cheaper, good for you. Okay, now let's actually get into the functionality of the belt. Okay, so the belt. The old Kamen Rider toys would usually have screws, but these days they have this push mechanic, so you don't need actually a screwdriver, and it requires 3 AAA batteries. I don't know why it's always 3, but yeah. I have the Sengoku driver, I have the Genesis driver, I have the Forza driver, and all of them always require 3 batteries. Maybe it's just a thing, or maybe that's like the minimum amount of like power it needs. And then the switch is down below, and it's not, instead of an on and off, there's a 0 and an X, and then the speaker is right in front of here. So those who bought a few Kamen Rider Build toys would know that these things are pretty loud than you think. So I'm gonna turn it on. You can see here that was a menacing voice saying Sclash Driver. Alright, now let's get on with the jelly bottles. As I mentioned, these are pretty legit. I still don't know how I got this really cheap, despite being secondhand. I really am not seeing a big problem. Although there is one question I want to ask my viewers regarding this bottle. Okay, there's not much you can do with the jelly bottle itself. You can twist this off. You can twist, and that's pretty much it. And then you can lock it in place like that. And then, unlike a normal full bottle, there's nothing actually inside. So there's no pumping action. So here we go. Let's see. All you need to do is just insert the jelly bottle inside. And it's a very loud standby noise. You twist the wrench. I'm just gonna say this, that was very, very loud. So I'm not sure if you guys heard my voice in the middle process, but yeah, if you just insert the jelly and then twist the wrench. Now if you saw me twisting the wrench and then seeing the jelly being actually, squished, the squishing part doesn't really work that well. I mean, I'm not sure if it's this is not strong enough, or unless this is very, very rough and tough. That, yeah, it's a little bit tricky for me to do. But yeah, you saw that it had all sorts of sound effects, and you saw the yellow glow. And there's not, even at this point, there's not much to do. But in the show, if you twist this one more time, it will go into its final attack mode, or final attack phase, like a rider kick. So here we go. Once again, the sound's going to be loud. Once again, it's scrap finish. Okay, so in order to undo the transformation, like in the show, you just need to pull the bottle off, or the jelly bottle off, like that. And yes, everything's loud with these toys. So once again, this also works the same as for the Dragon Jelly bottle, so let's do this. Now, as usual, very loud, and I think I still prefer the robot jelly, sound effect. Now, once again, I'm not gonna, I'm just gonna show you guys. Same thing. So with these belts, you can now totally tell that like the end, like final attack sound, the ending part is pretty much the exact same thing. That's just like the front word sometimes changes. So that's pretty much it for what you get. But I do want to show you guys one more thing regarding this. I have this is not the DX version, but the candy toy version of the robot full bottle. Now, these things actually share the same engravement on the back. So if you actually put the bottle inside, you can just hear that saying it reads this as robot jelly. So if I actually do pull the lever, it's going to go into the same sound effect as the transformation for the robot Sclash jelly. So I'm assuming that this would also be the exact same case for the dragon bottle. Okay, now and finally, I'm going to show you guys what happens if you put something else other than the robot or dragonfall bottle. So there's going to be two noises. So let's start. This is the DX wolf bottle. So it says like charge bottle, and then so yeah, it has a few different words compared to the normal jelly bottles. And then here we have the smart wolf, the smartphone. Now I believe they say different words depending if it's like the bio based bottles or the non-bio based bottles. So you can see or you can hear that it says discharge bottle. So let's try its final attack mode. Oh, what? Yeah, sometimes you don't want to put be like put the bottle stuck in there because it might have trouble reading it. So here we go. So I believe there was a little bit different sound effect for that one. Alright, so that was pretty much it for the DX Sclash Driver review. Once again, if you can get a pretty good price for this and you're a big fan of either Kamen Rider Grease, Rogue, or Cross Z Charge, I'm gonna definitely recommend this. I mean, this thing, despite having a little bit less functionality compared to the Build driver, this is still a very fun kit. I mean, a very fun belt. So yeah. Anyway, thank you for watching the review. This was the review of the DX Sclash Driver. If you guys got any questions or requests, leave a comment below. I still have a lot more stuff to review, and hopefully you guys will get to see it someday. Anyway, see you guys next time.